Atmanirbhar Bharat so far has been getting a massive booster shot and is being primarily led by digital as well as electronics companies. You just heard Cabinet Minister Ravi Shankar Prasad talking about how all of this is going to be as massive as 11.5 lakh crore rupees, the production linked incentive scheme, 22 applications, and you heard him right now talking about 2 domestic manufacturing companies which have also submitted applications and have big plans. And I'm going to now go across to 2 of those domestic companies. Joining me is the Chairman and Managing Director of Lava, Anil Rai Gupta, as well as the Managing Director of Dixon Technologies, Mr. Atul Lal. Gentlemen, thank you so much for being a part of the Times Network's India Revival mission. Mr. Rai, let me come to you first. Atmanirbhar Bharat, a production-linked incentive scheme, 4 to 6% incentives is what has been outlined. Can you tell me that when you submitted your application, what is it that you have in mind? What exactly is it that Lava is planning to do? What are you planning to manufacture? What is your target? What have you submitted your application for?
So, you have to understand in this manner that the most important thing for any company in the international market to prosper and progress is the ecosystem. It is only because of the ecosystems that the companies then take advantage of the ecosystems and then go international and become internationally competitive. So today the opportunity with the PLI scheme is that we are going to go from just about 339 million phones production to about a billion odd phone production in 5 years time. And that is a massive ecosystem which we are looking to build in the country. That means that you have the entire supply chain coming at the back, and what are we looking at as a company is to ride on the ecosystem. As a domestic company, we believe that nobody in the world can make better products than the Indian companies in time to come in less than $200 segment, which is about 66% of the world's market. And as Lava, we intend to actually lead in this segment in time to come based on the design in India, the supply chain in India, and manufacturing in India. So that's the context with which we have applied, and we are looking at doing 50-60,000 crores of business, through this scheme.
So now can I go across to you, Mr. Atul Lal? What exactly is it that Dixon Technologies is planning? What is your application for? What is it that you want to manufacture under the production-linked incentive scheme?
Our core is electronics manufacturing, and primarily for the other brands, we are a contract manufacturer, and we are one of the largest verticals, namely any televisions or lighting or appliances or security surveillance systems, and mobile is a large vertical for us. So under the PLI scheme, we have submitted our applications for manufacturing of smartphones, both for the global markets as well as the domestic market. We feel it's a very, very large opportunity for the domestic companies, and Dixon hopefully is a very strong contender there. We already have tie-ups in place, and huge global market demand is going to be serviced from Dixon stable. Not only is going to be first level of manufacturing, the depth of manufacturing will keep on enhancing. Because a huge ecosystem is going to emerge. So we are fairly confident that a large revenue will happen through the PLI approvals.
I want to get both your views on one thing. As India talks about becoming Atmanirbhar, as it talks about becoming a massive production hub, substituting imports, Mr. Rai, if I can come to you for this question, and I know that you work very closely with the government, give it advice, and you've been going to the Prime Minister's office, Communications Ministry, all of that. But with what has been announced, can it actually also lead to full supply chains? The question I want to basically ask is that the production linked incentive scheme as is now, is it just a slight tinkering of what already existed with some incentives? Are we going to be assembling for India and the world, or are we going to be manufacturing? There's a difference.
Yes, so we have to understand that how the supply chains comes to a particular nation it is all about winner takes all principle in the entire world for any business, and so it is true for electronics and mobile business. So as you know, we are just 3.5 to 3.6% of the global GDP. Our consumption in terms of global GDP, even mobile phones, is about less than 5%. So 5%, global supply chains are not going to come. So the entire thought process of the PLI is to move the giant wheel first and to export to the world and take almost number one position in the whole world, because China is now slipping because of the growing per capita income as well as the geopolitical situation, and therefore India stands a great chance to replace China and become the next global hub for manufacturing. Relying on that principle, what we have come up with the PLI policy, which is going to move the giant wheel. Once the giant wheel will start moving, the entire supply chain will come. It's the process. There is no other process in the whole world. This is the only process, and therefore you will be seeing that India will truly become Atmanirbhar in the mobile phone industry in the 5 years, when you see the sprawling ecosystem in the country of the complete manufacturing and design.
Okay, so let me take the same question to Mr. Lal. Mr. Lal, do you see India becoming truly Atmanirbhar when it comes to the supply chain? Of course, you've got to start somewhere, but with what is coming out, are we just going to play a larger role when it comes to assembling and not manufacturing? Can you throw some light on this? Because so far, Made in India has been more about assembling, and as you are a contract manufacturer, you can really throw some light into the fact how the production linked incentive scheme will also help in the manufacturing of subparts, so you can reduce those imports as well.
So we are very confident that PLI scheme is a trigger point, and I'm very sure that in the coming 4-5 years, the depth of manufacturing in mobile, along with the component ecosystem which exists in China or in any part of the world, is going to be replicated in India. Not only that, I'm also very confident that the mobiles which are going to be manufactured for export and domestic market would be India designed at solutions. It's a journey. We're just embarking on it. One, because of the global geopolitical situation, I think we're sitting on an inflection point, and also with PLI supporting the industry, which is in its infancy. I strongly feel this is a Y2K movement for the industry. So I'm so aggressive about it,
So we're talking about production worth 11.5 lakh crore rupees, employment generation from 3 lakh direct jobs. Mr. Rai, can you tell us that when you applied for the PLI scheme, did you also have to give any idea of what the kind of job creation would be? Have you informed the government where you would like to manufacture from? Is the government facilitating that entire process? Can you tell us what basically happens next? That's what I'm trying to get at.
No, so we have given the projections of what we are going to do, from India in terms of the manufacturing, and government has also taken projection of what is the kind of value addition we are going to do, and also what is the amount of exports and the local domestic consumption, etc. So we have given those numbers to the government, and the numbers have cumulatively been shared with the media as well. So the process.
So tell us those numbers. Tell us those numbers.
Of Lava.
Tell us those numbers.
No, so we have from Lava side we have given about about 60,000 crore is what we are going to do in the next 5 years. That's what we have given those numbers, and based on the employment number, I just don't recollect the exact number, but it should be about 30,000 odd number in one of the companies, and then about 50,000 in other companies, about 50,000 people. That's what I generally recollect. Maybe I can be wrong by a certain percentage, but that's what I remember that we have given. Yes.
It's good to get a ballpark. It's good. It's just trying to get a sense of the scale that you are planning. Mr. Lal, would you like to share with us how much is it that Dixon is planning to invest under the production linked incentive scheme? What kind of jobs, how many jobs will you be creating?
So we have submitted 2 applications. We are awaiting the response of them. As per the requirement of PLI, in each approval we commit to make a capex of 200 crores. And the employment generation under each approval is in the range of around 28 to 30,000 direct jobs, direct and indirect jobs.
What is a big opportunity for Dixon? Do you think you can become a supplier to Samsung, to Apple? Is it possible?
So as I shared with you, I am very confident. I keep sharing with our team members, the stakeholders, that this is the Y2K movement for the industry. I think we are sitting on an inflection point. The names that you just shared, they're already our anchor customers across various verticals, including mobile. So I think we are in a ramp-up phase, and you'll see the champions, the real domestic champions, leading the design-led solutions, enhancing the depth of manufacturing, creating value for the industry and for the country. Will happen in the coming 4 to 5 years. It's going to be a game changer.
Mr. Rai, do you think there's another need by the government to look at protecting work product and simplifying transfer of technology? Because until perhaps that is also revisited, do you think it's true, it's correct what a lot of global giants are saying? They need that to happen before they can actually manufacture a lot more in India and export to the world, because we're not IP backed, and we therefore also need friendlier laws for transfer of technology.
Well, I think the process of IP is the outcome of skill creation actually, and skill is a process which comes in a step-by-step manner. You start from doing the manufacturing in what you call assembly, and then you start doing innovation in whatever you are doing. This is the only process. So any nation today, by means of protecting duty, has increased their stature, talks about IPs, and I think it's just a process. As we will move